Good morning, students. We had discussed the double entry system of recording the transactions. We will discuss regarding the modern approach of our rules for debit and credit, in which is basically being categorized into the five, that is the assets, liabilities, capital, income and expenses. Now, according to the modern approach, the rules for the debit and credit depend upon the nature of an account. For example, to increase the asset account balance, asset account should be debited and decrease in the asset will be credited. Just for an example, say if the cash is being paid for the payment of salary. Let's see that cash is being given for the payment of the salary. Now here, when cash is being paid for the payment of salary, that means the amount of cash will decrease, and salary, which is our expense, isn't it? Salary belongs to the expense account and cash belongs to which account? That is to the assets account. As per the modern approach, now here the amount of cash is decreasing and the decrease in the value of asset will be shown by crediting. Now coming on to the next one, that the salary, purchase, wages, rent, discount allowed, etc. Whatever it is there, the expenses are there, they are to be debited. So these transactions are the one which are having the rules of debit and the credit. Now let's see for the asset account. For the asset account, when there is an increase in the amount of the asset, it is to be debited, and when the asset is being sold, or that is the fixed assets being sold, or the payment is being made in cash or through a check, there will be a decrease in the amount of asset, it will be credited. The liabilities that is for creditors, bank loan, outstanding expenses, bills payable, if they are increasing, it will be credited, and if they are decreasing, it will be debited. Then the capital, that is the third classification according to the modern approach. If there is increase in the amount of capital, it will be credited, and if there is decrease in the amount of capital, it will be debited. Then income, if increase, it will be credited, and if decrease, it will be debited. Income means discount received, interest received, commission received, then bad debts recovered. So whatever be the nature of income, it will be increased, then it will be credited. If it is decreasing, it will be debited. Expenses and the losses, if increase in the expenses and losses, it is to be debited, and if that is decreasing, it will be credited. So we can say, according to the modern approach, the rules of debit and credit to be followed will be an increase in the value of asset, it will be debited. Increase in the expense, debited. Increase in liability, income, capital, it is to be credited. If decrease in the asset and expenses, it will be credited. If decrease in liability, income, capital, it will be debited. Just see that it will be the reverse. Increase liability, income, capital credited, but when it is decrease liability, income and capital, it will be debited. Similarly, asset and expenses, when increase is there, it will be debited, and when decrease is there, it will be credited. So, according to the modern approach, the rules of debit and credit for the 5 accounts, that is asset, expense, liability, income and capital, which are to be followed. So, the rules of debit and credit for the 5 accounts according to the modern approach, that is the assets and the expenses, increase will be debited, and the liability, income and capital, the increase will be credited, which can be shown in the T-shaped account also. If we have an increase in the value of assets, it will be shown in the debit side, and if there is a decrease in the value of asset, it will be shown in the credit side. Similarly, if there is an increase in the value of expenses, expenses will be again shown in the debit side, and decrease in the value of expenses will be shown in the credit side. Reverse of these, assets का reverse, liabilities, if an increase, to be shown in the credit side, expenses opposite, incomes to be shown the increase in the credit side, and capital also the increase to be shown in the credit side. These all are representing the increase, and the reverse of it will be whether vice versa, they will be interchanged from credit to debit and debit to credit on decrease. It can be presented in the form of accounts also. Now, let's take some examples that how they can be classified according to the double entry system of bookkeeping. In the double entry system of bookkeeping, we have to maintain the accounts, that to record the debit aspect and the credit aspect of a transaction. In this system, because every transaction is affecting at least 2 accounts, one account to have the receiving aspect that and the giving aspect, so it can be divided into the 2 stages, that is the preparation of the journal and the preparation of the ledger. But for this purpose, it must be clear that which account to follow the rules of debit and the credit. Let's see. Now, let's see cash. What do you understand by cash? To which account it will be? It will be the nature of account of asset, and increase will be recorded where? In the debit side. Creditors. Creditors are the person to whom the business owes the money. That business has to pay the money. So, it is liability. Increase will be recorded in which side? Credit side. Bank loan means the amount borrowed from the bank. Liability, the credit side will show the increase. Stock, asset, the other term can be inventory also. Then the increase will be shown in the debit side. Rent received, that means income, the increase will be shown in the credit side. Then salary paid. Salary paid means expense. Expense to be shown in the debit side. Then salary payable. Now salary paid and salary payable. Salary paid means the expenses are being paid in cash. And salary payable means that the amount of salary is due but it is not being paid. सैलरी का अमाउंट ड्यू हो चुका है पर अभी इसका पेमेंट नहीं हुआ है, तो इसे हम आउटस्टैंडिंग एक्सपेंस भी कह सकते हैं. वी कैन कॉल इट एज द आउटस्टैंडिंग एक्सपेंस ऑल्सो. दैट मीन्स इट इज़ अ लायबिलिटी विच विल बी पेड इन द future. So increase in the liability will be credited. Then Rajan, owner of the business, that is the one who is the proprietor, provided the capital, so it will be credit. Now Soman, our debtors. Debtor is the one who has to pay the money to the business. That is an asset, so it will be debit. Sharan, customer, again asset, it will be debit. Then purchase, it's an expense which will be debited. Then sales, follow the income nature of account, it will be credit. Then interest payable, again like the salary payable, interest payable. Interest payable means that the amount of interest to be paid is due but it is not paid, so it becomes a liability which will be paid in the future, so it will be credit. Then accrued commission. Accrued commission means the commission which is due but not received yet. Accrued means ऐसा कमीशन जो कि ड्यू हो चुका है पर अभी हमें रिसीव नहीं हुआ है. सो दैट मीन्स इट बिकम्स आवर एसेट एंड इनकम विच विल बी रिसीव्ड इन द फ्यूचर. सो इट बिकम्स आवर एसेट एंड विल बी शोन द इंक्रीज इन द डेबिट साइड. Now let's take one more example and see how these transactions affect the modern classifications of the rules and the regulations. Now let's take now here take one transaction. Started business with cash rupees 3 lakh. So started business with cash, we have the two accounts involved here, that is cash and the capital. The nature of accounts, cash will be asset, capital again to the capital only. Now what is the change we are finding in it? That both are increasing. So when both are increasing, what will happen? Asset is increasing, so it will be debit, and capital is also increasing, so it will be credited. Is the first one clear? We are having an increase in both the asset and the capital, so increase in asset will be debited and increase in capital will be credited. Then the purchased furniture for cash. Now furniture is asset, cash is also asset. One asset is increasing, the other one is decreasing. So when an asset increase, we will do the debit, and when the asset is decreasing, we will do the credit. So we can have a journal entry also by analyzing this transaction, that furniture account debited to cash account. Then purchase goods from B Limited rupees 50,000. Now here the goods are being purchased. So whenever the goods are being purchased, we are going to mention the purchase account. And when we are purchasing the furniture, we mention the name of the asset. But when the goods are being purchased, we are mentioning the purchase account. From whom we have purchased, who is the supplier? B Limited is the supplier. So this is a credit transaction. The cash will be paid later on. So purchase and expense increased. the increase in expense will be debited. And B Limited, our liability is also increased. So, increase in the liability will be credited. Yes. Then the next transaction, what is given? That cash paid to B Limited. In the third transaction, the goods were purchased. So, our liability has increased. But now when the cash is being paid to B Limited, that means there is a decrease in our liability. Now, B Limited, the supplier, has been paid the amount of cash rupees 50,000. So, the B Limited, our liability has decreased. When the liability decreases, it has to be debited, and along with that, the cash and asset has also decreased. So, it has to be credited by rupees 50,000. In the fifth transaction, sold goods for cash to Kamal. Now here the sold goods to cash and the name of the customer is Kamal. Now when the cash sales is being there, cash asset has increased, so it will be debited. Sales and income, it will be also increased, so it will be credited by rupees 30,000. Now paid rent. Rent is what? Expense. This expense is being paid in cash. So here the cash and asset is decreasing by rupees 2,000. So asset decrease, it will be the credit, and rent and expense will be the debited. Then commission, last transaction, commission received rupees 3,000. Now commission and income which is being received in cash. So cash and asset is increasing by rupees 3,000 and commission income also increasing. So it will be credited by rupees 3,000. So journal entry can be cash account to commission account also. So in this way we had seen the rules of debit and credit which are being followed in the double entry system, and it shows that every transaction has at least the affecting the two accounts. It may be increase, decrease, or increase in both or decrease in both. The changes may be there, and by following the rules of the debit and credit of for the assets, expenses, liability, income and capital, we can do the journal entries. So I hope these journal entries are clear to everyone. So after that we can do the journal entries also. Thank you.